this thing is recording, so I suppose I better get to talking. I don't want to do this. I'm not good at making videos. I'm not a social media guy or influencer or whatever it's called. I don't know where to start, and I don't know how to start. I'm in a pretty bad way. My family's in a pretty bad way. Don't worry, I'm not a threat to myself or others, so before anybody thinks this is my last video, that's not the case. If I continue with this video and I continue to make more, they're not going to be high quality. I'm not smart on video editing and special animations and transmissions, or not transmissions, transitions. I think that's a thing. This is how I function. A lot of stalls. I think I've experienced a series of hardships. I think my family has experienced a series of hardships, but I think I'm pretty damaged, and I don't know what to do about it. There's many that'll say, well, go see a doctor. Well, I've seen plenty, and that's part of the contributors. Alright, so what am I doing? Well, first I'm going to tell you, I'm looking down at some notes that I had created in preparation for this. So I'm going to run through some of them. First is a little bit about me. I'm married, father of 3, grandfather of 1. Became a father at 17. I got custody. I had 3 by the time I was 20. I got custody of my boys, 2 of my boys. The 3rd one I share with my wife. But I got custody of my 2 other boys, 2 different cases at a very early stage in their life. So that gives you an idea of what kind of person I am. All those years, with the exception of one time, and it's a story for another time, but I went all those years without any child support. I didn't ask for it. I came out of pocket. My wife and I came out of pocket, but I'm a legal guardian of my youngest son, whom we'll talk about later. Last 28 years I've built cabinets and homes and served in the Army. Historically, I'm drink and drug free and of sound mind. And there's a park ranger about to pull in and ask me what I'm doing right here. I was recently diagnosed with major depressive disorder, persistent depressive disorder, and obsessive compulsive personality disorder. And there's more to me upon request. So what am I doing? What's my purpose? What's the why? Well, in a nutshell, my circumstances, our family circumstances, and that can be broken down into various elements, a few of which I've annotated here for reference. It's essentially my experiences in recent months and years, which I'll circle back to. My family's a complete train wreck. My wife experienced much of the same as me, and faces additional and other challenges. My youngest son, who's disabled and hasn't had much for support, his life is derailed. His progress in life has been hindered. He's in jail and has been there for 4 months, unsentenced, and on $100,000 bail. Why? Well, I'll get to that later. His support has been questionable, to say the least. My other boys they've had the challenges, they're hanging in there, but whether they realize it or not, they've felt the impact of my inability to be a father for them. My grandson has effectively been removed from this side of the bloodline. Tired of going rounds with his mother. We'll just call her Kate. So Kate, if you're watching this, I love you, young lady, but what you've been doing is bad. Feeling stuck. I'm about to not know my own grandson, and I feel like there's nothing I can do about it. My mother, sister, and brother, well, we just lost my dad, and they've been witness to my decline in recent years, and I can imagine, well, all those, my wife, my youngest son, my other boys, my grandson, and mother and siblings. I'm sure they could have used me in my right mind, but I haven't been. My relationships are compromised, and I can't be who I'm supposed to be. My health has degraded, and it's been progressively getting worse in various domains. A lot of thoughts and feelings that are negative, disruptive, they're unhealthy. In short, I'm lost, confused, hopeless, helpless, resentful, feeling betrayed, silenced, forgotten, worthless, sad. And the list can go on. I can circle back around to, if need be. But the biggest, perhaps the most salient reason I'm doing this is on my bloodline has been compromised. Not making this video is likely to continue to make things worse. self-care and overall health, self-perseverance and daily outlook on life, relationships with others, grandson, wife, family, friends, society, the rest of my life. I have a unique insight with recent service, much of which is likely still applicable. I can support all my claims. I just need some time. My experience with lifelong disabilities, or at least my son's, and the notes. I've taken a lot of notes, likely more than most anybody out there who vent about their problems. Another reason I'm doing this is to journal. I'm journaling for my family, primarily my grandson, in the event that I don't get to know him, as well as my sons and other people in my family. I'm journaling for myself because something has to give. I'm journaling for medical professionals, those that have previously seen me. I'm also journaling for society, for the general public, taxpayers. I just lost my space. I'm journaling for society, the general public, the taxpayers, the same people that hold the agencies that I want to talk about in high regard. And it's the digital age. It seems like social media and stuff is the thing to do. Journaling for medical professionals like clinical and neurological psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, etc. I'm journaling for my fellow veterans. I feel kind of compelled to represent. You talk to any service member, at least Army veteran who got out or chose not to continue service, they're going to tell you that they're tired of the bullshit. It's a very commonly used phrase. Pinpointing that bullshit is rather difficult, but I think I can do it. At least mine anyway. Journaling for active duty, because this who knows if this gets seen by many and actually something comes to this, it could prevent what I went through. I'm also journaling for those who have failed me. I'm talking people, agencies, anybody else. So what is my desired end state? Well, I'm not sure. And that's to be determined. Hopefully shed some light on what most people don't know. I have a lot of behind closed doors stuff to talk about, and I intend to bring that forth. I'd like to gain insight on what I've failed to see. Ideally, get answers from those that have sidestepped my questions. Hopefully better accountability for leaders in established professions. Hopefully contribute to a change for individuals now and in the future who have experienced the same. Ideally improve life for me and my family, near, mid, and long term. So before I get in touch on some of my experiences, I'm just gonna talk a couple disclaimers here regarding products that I upload and edits, and well, I don't think I'm going to do much editing, if any, or at all. The video and sound quality, yeah, it's going to be garbage because I'm using an old device. Frequency, I don't know if I'll continue this or not. I don't want to promise anything. Naming convention, all that implies that I'll have uploaded more. Regarding scenarios or details, anything that I mention is not all inclusive. There's a boatload more. There's always a lot more. I might include some inaccuracies. If I do, they're going to be minor, and as I'm still trying to piece everything together. But just about everything that I say, if not everything, can be supported. Regarding my statements, I have a tendency to ramble, sometimes provide unnecessary context, jump between topics. Oftentimes there's a reason for it. I deep dive into topics, which in my opinion is required in order to obtain sufficient understanding of something. Regarding comments and responses, I'm not online like most, and thus likely will not see comments. That's not to discourage anybody. Certainly feel free. My responses likely will be delayed if I do respond, if and when applicable. A message to I'm going to hold off on a message to my dad. A message to my youngest. I'm sorry, dude. I tried. I don't know what to do. Life is treating you like a monster, and nobody knows. If this goes sideways, I hope you forgive me. To my grandson, he's 2, but if this happens to stick around another 10, 15 years and he encounters it, if you grew up not knowing us, know that it's not because we didn't love you. That's your blanket in the back seat. And your sister chewed on this when she was real little. That fucking love you guys. I don't have my wife and family. I owe you guys. I want that. To the big army and agents involved, be prepared to speak publicly if you decide to approach me or in any way attempt to dismantle or thwart my claims. I'm fucking tired of the, well, let's have this talk over the phone, or let me see what I can do so you can virtue signal. Like, if I'm documenting shit and anybody wants to figure out what happened, well, if you're in the Army or if you're associated with the Army and you want to know what the hell happened, I would advise that you go and see First Corps and 7ID at JBLM. There's a lot you can get from them. To society, please do right by me and my family by safeguarding and respecting these sensitive stories. We, like you, are human too. I'm going to do my best to be as transparent as I can, and I may provide some sensitive information. There's two ways the publication of these videos can go. Well, perhaps three. Nothing can come of them. Two, our life can improve. Or it can go really, really, really bad, and not just now, but for many years to come. So, I guess another ask to society is don't be quick to draw conclusions, and as I talk, ask critical questions. I'm not going to have the ability to cover every single scenario, topic, detail. I will either say I won't answer a question and do my best to explain the reason, or I will give you an answer, but I won't sidestep anything. Okay, I think I'm going to stop right here and then do another video kind of talking about my kind of a broad overview of my experiences. So, all right, that's it.